A controversial new book about the Church of Scientology explores the connection between Hollywood and the church. In a moment, we'll talk to award-winning author Lawrence Wright about his latest book. But first, Rock Center's Harry Smith takes a look at Scientology's seduction of stars.
As seen in this church video, there may be no more powerful marketing tool than the cult of celebrity. And perhaps there is no more important Scientologist than actor Tom Cruise. L. Ron Hubbard, known to his followers simply as LRH, courted stars from the very beginning.
Tom Cruise has introduced LRH technology to over 1 billion people of Earth.
I think it's a privilege to call yourself a Scientologist.
Here, Cruise is being awarded Scientology's first Freedom Medal of Valor by church leader David Miscavige. Pulitzer Prize-winning author Lawrence Wright has written a new book called Going Clear, Scientology, Hollywood, and the Prison of Belief.
These stars have been, in my opinion, exploited to advance Scientology. And so people join it because of them. And therefore, I think they have a tremendous moral responsibility to know what actually is happening inside the church.
Harry Smith, NBC News, New York.
Again, Lawrence Wright's new book is called Going Clear, Scientology, Hollywood, and the Prison of Belief. And Larry's with us this morning. Nice to see you this morning.
Thank you, Eric. It's good to be with you.
So as we just heard in Harry's piece there, and you were speaking with, stars like Tom Cruise are very much the public face of Scientology. You said there that you believe they have a tremendous moral responsibility. Look at what's actually happening inside the church. What do you mean by that?
I mean, the physical abuse of people inside the clergy, the Sea Org, as they call it, the recruitment of children at very, very young ages into that organization where they sign billion-year contracts of service at minimal wages, I mean, less than minimum wage, $50 a week, and their loss of education, the total control environment that many Scientologists live in. This is something that I think really needs to be examined.
As you know, the church has said, and said to us at NBC News, there is no hard evidence in their words that clearly shows such conduct ever occurred when abuse is brought up. They go on to say that people making the accusations are not credible and have a motive to lie. Those people have no corroborating evidence other than their agreement to lie, but the truth cannot be found, and the echo of that same lie repeated multiple times. We reached out to Tom Cruise. We didn't get a direct response. You've talked a lot about, obviously, especially in this book, Hollywood and celebrity. L. Ron Hubbard, as was pointed out in Harry's piece, courted stars. Why are celebrities so important, do you think, to the Church of Scientology?
It's product endorsement. From the very beginning of Scientology, where they set up the church in Los Angeles, that's where it was originally begun, L. Ron Hubbard had an idea that celebrities would be the way to success for this church. And there was a list of celebrities they had on their desired celebrities. Walt Disney, Marlene Dietrich, Bob Hope. These were all ideals. They never reeled in anybody like that until they got Tom Cruise.
There are a number of people, though, who are members. The church says it has millions of members. Clearly, they must get something out of this religion and of this faith. What do you think that they are getting out of Scientology?
Let's start with the millions of members, which the church says that they have. According to census figures, 25,000 people in the U.S. call themselves Scientologists. That's half the number that are Rastafarians. In the entire world, there may be 30,000. So this figure of millions of Scientologists is another one of these unsupported statements by the church that they're constantly putting out with no evidence about it at all.
There's been a lot of reaction to your book, as you know. The church has dismissed it. They have questioned your credibility, calling your sources liars. And both the Canadian and the British versions of your book at the last minute are now not being published. The church says the reason for that is because it's false and that it's defamatory. How do you respond to that?
I know the church came here and talked to your executives, and you asked them to be on camera. Where are they? Did you ask David Miscavige to come on TV and defend these allegations against him? Where is he? I am here. I'm willing to stand behind my words. I think the church needs to produce some answers, not just accusations.
And we have talked extensively with them. You heard some of what they responded to us in that statement that I just read. In terms of that accusation, though, specifically about the publication, why, in your mind, they say it's because the book is false. That's why it's not being published in the UK and in Canada.
Right.
What's your reaction to that?
I've been asked by PEN, the International Writers Organization, to go to the UK and talk to members of Parliament because of their libel laws. that prevent them from publishing such things as my book, which they badly want to do.
So you believe that's the reason why?
Oh, yes. I mean, I'm desperate to get it published in the UK, and I think we will.
You've spent a long time working on this, obviously.
Oh, yes.
Has your perspective at all on Scientology changed in all the research that you've done and the people that you've spoken with?
Yes, absolutely. I've talked to a lot of people that have been brought into this church, and many of them are really very fine people. They're not cranks. They're intelligent. They're skeptical, and yet step by step they were brought into a way of thinking that, in many ways, caused them a lot of harm, broke up families, caused children to be recruited into this organization, and it's caused more tears in this story than any other story I've ever been involved in.
Larry Wright, there's a lot to talk about. It's good to have you here this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, the book is called Going Clear, Scientology, Hollywood, and the Prison of Belief.